Hello YouTubers, welcome back to our channel, Smishak's Custom Baits. Rick Smishak here. Today we're going to be reviewing a mold. This one is from Bass Tackle. I don't know how well you can see it right now, but it's a 3-inch Hellgramite, and it's 6 cavities here, and it's laid out a little bit differently than any of my other molds. Right, the cavities are instead of a sprue coming down the middle with cavities off on either side, what they've done is they've lined all the cavities up, and here we have our runner coming down around this way. If you can't see it very well right now, you'll see it better when we move the camera over. But this is the only mold I have that's laid out like that. But so far it has shot really well offline, off camera. I've made a few baits with it already, and it's done really well. We're going to show you that today with a laminate, and it's something I went downstairs on the computer and I googled Hellgramites, and I just started looking at pictures, and this is something it's kind of a mix of two different pictures, but we'll show you what we're making here in just a little bit. I'm still cooking the plastisol, and once we get the camera moved over, the plastisol cooked and degassed, we'll go ahead and take it from there. All right, so you can see in the mold here how it's laid out with this long runner, and granted that the runner makes it that lengthy runner means you have more waste, but it's not a lot more than if you just come straight down here. I mean, look, there's some. It's probably from here over, but it's not very big in diameter, so there's not a lot of weight there. There's not a lot of plastisol there, and if you're shooting a solid color, you get to reuse it anyways. But today we're not going to be using a solid color. We're going to be making a laminate. Let's go ahead and put the mold aside. And this particular mold from Bass Tackle, you can also, this is the 3-inch version, 6 cavity 3-inch. You can also get it in 2 cavity, the 3-inch, and then you can also get it in a 2-inch version, I think with the same cavity options, and then you can get a 6-inch or 5 3/4 maybe version. That's a 2 cavity. Okay, so what are we going to make? First of all, I'm going to start with half a cup of plastisol. Since we're only going to be making the one shot on the one mold, we're just going to use a half a cup. Okay, and after looking at some pictures, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and use this Lureworks water mold for the top, along with some turquoise highlight. And that will show up on the outside of the bait. It won't change the color of the watermelon, other than to put a highlight on the outside of it. And then I'm also going to use the .035 black grape, and then our large black, the .062. For the bottom, we're going to go with white, and because I don't want it to really be just a bright white like that, we're going to try this. We're going to try just a tiny smidge of this green chartreuse pearl powder to give it just a slight tint to it. Okay, so let's go, without any further ado, let's go ahead and start mixing our plastisol. Mix it with the colorants and whatnot. All right, so that's probably enough. Let's double check that. We'll stir it up and double check it. Since it's only half a cup, we don't need a ton of it. I saw some Hellgramites that had a bluish tint on the top side of their shell, so I figured, why not, you know? All right, let's go ahead and set this here. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this highlight in. I'll show you here in a second. I do this with when I open the glitters and the highlights. I always set them down like this. When I open them or close them, I always set them down on the table. That way I don't spill them. And yes, I have spilled glitter before. I spilled a 4-ounce container of 035 gold. Okay, so I'm going to put about that much, which is about half of what you'd put in if it was a cup. Oh, look, we can already see the turquoise showing up in there. So set that down, wipe off our spoon. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and close up the highlight powder real quick. Make sure it doesn't get spilled or anything. And this stuff is real similar to a pearl powder in that you have to really mix it in well. You tend to get little tiny clumps, but if you mix it well enough, those go away. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's gonna look that's gonna look absolutely awesome. I almost said ridiculous, but maybe it's ridiculously awesome. Maybe that's what it is. But this is gonna be pretty fantastic. I'm gonna have to reheat that because there's some lumps in it. I'm pretty sure you saw that. And then we're gonna use about half of a quarter teaspoon, about an eighth of a teaspoon of each of these colors of glitters, simply because we're not using a full cup of plastisol this time. So we're going to downsize the amount of glitter we're using to make up for that. Because we don't want the glitter to be overpowering, but we still want it to be part of the color of the bait too. All right. Okay, there's that and that. Let's go ahead and mix these in. Oh yeah, it's pretty chilly here in the garage today. Saw me wearing my jacket, but this is exactly what I mean by when it gets too chilly. I can't turn on the heater right now. At least not while the camera's running. You won't be able to hear me. And then Sluggo and Iron will be telling me, turn off the heater, turn off the heater. There's some guys, those are a couple of guys I know on the message board. But they wouldn't be wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back in the microwave. We'll set it in there for now. Okay, here's our other color. Or it's going to be our other color. Okay, we don't want any glitter for that. Here we go. Let's go ahead and put some white in. That should be plenty of white. All right. Mix that here. Grab a butter knife. All right, now let's put just a touch of this. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. Apologies for that. I'm getting a whole lot better at not hitting it. Okay. Now that, I'm not even going to put all that in there. I'm just going to tap enough in there. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Just for a second. We're going to mix and see if that's enough. See if that gives me that tint that I'm looking for. All right, let's see here. Not yet. We need a little more. Oops, that might be. Let's hope that's not too much. There we go. There we go. Actually, I think that's just about right. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be. We're going to have to heat this up again because you see it's getting really cooled off. It gets cooling off really quick here. But I think that's going to be exactly what we're looking for. All right, let me go ahead and put this back in the microwave. Well, I'll go ahead and heat this up, reheat it, get them both up to temperature, and we'll be right back as soon as that's ready. All right, here we are. We've got our plastisol heated up, the mold's clamped and ready. We have the blending block on top, and the ejector's ready to go. All right, let's go ahead and suck up this plastisol. There we go. And I did not put on my glove. I meant to, but then I didn't do it. I forgot. All right, there we go. The mold's full. Okay, and before I take that off, you know what? I'm just There we go. There we go. Just not comfortable pulling this off without the glove on. I'm going to fill that screw up. Okay, there we go. Evacuate the plastisol. Alright. Pull that stuff off the injectors. There's that. Let's clean up our blending block real quick. It was a little warm there, that little bit there was. A little bit that came out of the sprue. I'd say a good thing I don't have a ton of feeling in my hands, but that's not really a good thing. That's due to diabetic neuropathy, but that's okay. I'm getting treatment for that. That's something that relatively new that they can treat. It's the neuropathy, the damage done to the nerves by your diabetes, or my diabetes in this case. And while they can't heal it all, they can restore a lot of lost nerve function. So I started therapy on that yesterday, and tomorrow morning I go to another therapy, and that's something that'll be going on for about 3 months. And they said that in the consultation that most people in that 3-month time frame restore 50 to 80% of the nerve function that they've lost. So obviously I'm hoping for more of the 80%, but we'll see. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and unclamp this, but I'm also going to go ahead and move the camera over so you can see the base a little better. All right, let me move that. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and open up the mold, and we're going to see exactly what these bad boys look like. Oh, I think this is beyond what I... Look at this. They're all filled out properly. Let's the only time I had any shorts with this mold is when I didn't have enough plastisol in the injector. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. Okay, you can see that. I hope you can see it on the camera. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it right now while I'm looking at what I'm filming. I can see that turquoise highlight on the top. Okay, and then we still have that. We still have a little bit of that greenish tint. It's not a bright white on the bottom, which that shows up a little bit better just looking at them than it does. It's a little more obvious, I should say, than it does on the camera here. But see that nice line all the way down? All the baits are like that, okay? All of them. Okay? This is absolutely fantastic. You have a slight dent there, but that probably could have been taken care of if I'd held a little bit more pressure for just a little bit longer on the mold. But again, they're all filled out. Nice laminate all the way down, see? I think these are a winner as far as I'm concerned. Just like that. Okay. All right, well, that's pretty much it for today. We might have a new color here to go on the website, because those are some pretty fantastic looking baits. Just checking the fan there, still running, still making noise. Yeah, these Hellgramites aren't on the website yet, but they need to be. They'll be there soon enough. I just have to decide what all colors we're going to offer it in and go from there. And this just might be one of them. Don't forget about the subscriber contest. We're trying to get to 250 subscribers. I think we're at 128 or 129 as of this morning. So we're getting there, but we're getting there a little bit quicker. We're starting to see subscribers. Instead of taking a month to get one new subscriber, we're starting to see a couple subscribers each week. So it's a slow process, but we're getting there. And I'll go ahead and put that the link for that subscriber video, or the subscriber contest video, in the description below, and hopefully we'll hit that 250 mark pretty quick. That said, if you liked what you saw today, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when we get a new video up, and share. Do like our moms told us, share. Everybody needs to share, right? Because our moms taught us to do it, and that's the right thing to do, is to share. Because we help each other out that way. And that's what I think. That's when humans are at their best, is when they're helping each other out. So if you have any comments, any suggestions for improvements or things you might want to see, go ahead and put those down below, and we'll get back to you. All right? We'll respond. We'll hit a like, hit the love, hit the little heart button or whatever. We'll respond in some manner. Okay? Until next time, tight lines and calm waters.